Hello, Eagle fans. I'm excited about this video about what we're going to talk about today. I'm here with Coach John Parker. He's athletic director, assistant principal, and he makes sure all the boys adhere to the dress code. And so we're here to talk about something really cool, though, something that's exciting. We do have the 50th anniversary coming up in just a few weeks, and this, I guess, kind of is related to that. But what we're doing is we're introducing a booster club for our OCS sports so that you guys can get involved in a specific way to help our sports. So, Coach, tell us about the Booster Club a little bit.
Okay. Well, the Booster Club, I mean, over the years, we've had Booster Clubs on and off. We had a lot of momentum pre-COVID with the Booster Club. Introduced our first Hall of Fame class, those type of things. COVID hit, and since COVID, we really haven't been doing much with the Booster Club. Well, haven't been doing anything. Let me rephrase that. So the Booster Club, what we want to do, we want to kick back off the Booster Club, and we want the Booster Club to help supplement budgets. We want the Booster Club to help fundraise for projects, for athletics projects. It can even go to things like helping supplement coaches' pay. So I mean, the Booster Club plays a huge role, and it can play a huge role in the overall look of an athletic department.
Okay, so you mentioned the budgets and the finances that are behind OCS sports right now, and it seems like every year there are things that are happening with our athletic department. So I guess a good question is how are these things funded right now, and how do budgets work within the athletic department?
Okay. So every sport that we have has an assigned budget. All of our budgets are funded through our gate and our concession sales at all ball games. So I mean, that's why we put so much emphasis on selling things like Eagle Passes, because that's how our budgets are funded. When we want to do a project, those projects are usually privately funded. And when I say privately, when we go to a lot of our parents to ask for donations for specific projects. For example, the day we're recording this, the softball bleachers are being delivered today. That's been a year-long process of privately funded donations from softball parents and other people in our community to help get those things funded. So those are the things that booster clubs can help out with as our membership grows.
Well, it's funny, and you say it's a year-long process, but when those bleachers were put in at the softball field, the idea was eventually they would be, that would be completed. And so I say it's a year process, but it's probably actually a little bit longer than that.
It has been a little bit longer, yes.
And so, with things that are happening, people come to the campus, they see the improvements year to year. So why is this needed right now? Why do we need a booster club right now?
Well, as we all know, expenses continue to go up. Just in our private life, we go to the grocery store. Obviously, the expenses are going up. No matter what we do, expenses are going up. What some people don't know are things like, for example, last year, from just paying our officials for all of our home sporting events and paying security at our home sporting events, we spent over $40,000. That's an expense that our budgets just cannot continue to handle. There again, that's why we need a booster club to come in. We need people to join the booster club, build that membership, so that they can help. The booster club can help supplement some of these budgets. Booster clubs can help things like purchase new uniforms. We can get my goal is, as an athletic director, is to get our teams on rotations to where a booster club can, maybe this year they help fund a football home uniform and a basketball away uniform. And then next year we do, baseball and softball, or we do soccer and tennis, whatever that case may be. That's kind of my goal as an athletic director, to see the booster club help with those things, so our budgets can go to really focusing on our kids, focusing on buying equipment that we so desperately need to remain successful athletic program.
Yeah, that's right. But it's Ouachita Christian School, so there's more to it than athletics. So there are fundraising things and needs that go across the board. So How does the Booster Club fit in with the other fundraising efforts that are going on at school?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, as you alluded just a few minutes ago in our opening, the 50th celebration is coming up. Everybody hopefully by now has seen an invitation through social media, through email, through someone sharing it with you to attend our 50th celebration event on October the 5th. So the Booster Club is going to be working hand in hand with the overall strategic plan of the school. It's going to be a fundraising arm of the school for the athletic department. But that night, just kind of give you a little bit of a teaser or a preview of that night, the board of directors along with the administration will be unveiling overall infrastructure goals for the school, for the future of our school. And that night, specific athletic infrastructure goals will be introduced that night. And so we don't want people to think that the Booster Club is going to be a rogue type deal. We are going to work hand in hand with the overall vision, overall mission of our school in accomplishing the strategic goals of our school.
All right, so you mentioned the uniforms, for football, that's a pretty hefty expense. For some of the other sports, it may be not as expensive, obviously. But what about some other examples? Are there any other examples of some projects that you have in mind that you'd like to share with us now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, kind of a little bit of a teaser for the 50th celebration. One of the athletic infrastructure goals that we'll unveil that night will be the kind of renovating and remodeling our weight rooms. We are so desperately in need of updating both the girls and the boys' weight rooms with new equipment. If nothing, like even the flooring needs to be replaced.
Air conditioning.
Yeah, sometimes air conditioners need to be replaced. Putting some graphics along, updating graphics along the walls. But equipment is a huge need. We have bars in both weight rooms that have probably been there for 30 plus years. God has really blessed us. We have been very successful in the athletic program over the years with what we have, and our coaches do a fantastic job of utilizing what we currently have. But we don't need to be stuck in that. We need to look to the future, and we need to say, okay, because of our success, we need to reward our coaches and our students, and let's build on that. So the weight room will be one of those main focuses of the Booster Club here hopefully within the next several months, as our membership grows and as we begin asking for some donations. That'll be one of those, like I said, one of those athletic infrastructure goals that will be revealed and be talked about the night of the 50th celebration.
So I know that a lot of people that are going to watch this have walked into those weight rooms and they've seen the facilities, and the boys' weight room, relative to the number of athletes we have, is not very big, and so but they make the most of it. But you can tell some of that equipment is really old. So a lot of people are probably asking, hey, this sounds great. How can I be a part of that? How can I join the OCS Athletic Booster Club?
Well, we're fortunate. Dr. Jed Robinson, he has agreed to be our new Booster Club president as we begin, kind of revamping the Booster Club and kicking it back off. So next Friday, September 20th, of course, that's supposed to be our first regular season home game at 5:30 in the cafeteria. Dr. Robinson, he will be in there. I will be in and out because I'll be getting ready for the game that night. But we will be in there to answer questions. We will have some QR codes generated by that time where you can just scan it and join. You can ask questions. You can, you're welcome to reach out to me through email. And I can answer some questions, but that night, September 20th, 5:30 in the cafeteria, come hear a little bit of information and then head over to the game.
All right, so if you're like me and you have kids that are coming up through the school and the athletic program, this is great news. This is really exciting news. And so now we as parents have the opportunity to be a part of what's going to happen now at OCS and into the future. So that is really exciting. So Coach Parker, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for the concerted effort that you're putting into making this an environment where our kids can flourish and succeed. So hey, September 20th, 5:30 in the cafeteria at school. Come and learn about the Booster Club, ask any questions that you have, and really want you guys to join and be a part of this.